मेरे जीवन में अब कर दो तुम बाकी
Good morning, all of you. Hello, all of you. Those who are watching recording, and if you're attending live, message me in the chat box. Volume and all is clear. 1 minute, 1. Okay. Last time I took the whole practice batch for DT and IDT live for financial year 23-24. And some of your friends, those who are attending, all of you are writing 25 exam, right? CA, CMA, Inter final. Capital gain is a topic which is same for all of you. So a lot of requests were coming from you, ma'am. Please take capital gain first. And so we are here with the capital gain live classes. Those who are attending the full live batch, this is a running class. After this, we will be doing the income from other sources deemed dividend part, which is in linked with capital gain, and then total income questions on. Okay, right. Now, those who are not enrolled for the regular batch for May and June 25 and just want to attend the capital gain and amendments, then whatever notes I'm using today, they are available in the WhatsApp challengers group, or from the YouTube description, join the Telegram and scroll up there. These notes are available. So take a printout of the notes. So, of course, there are other amendments also, like family pension limit is increased. Business had some small changes are there. So definitely we will take a class for all the other amendments. But capital gain, something in the core changed. It's not like too many changes. It's a very little change, and exam oriented. It will have impact only on the tax calculation of the capital gain, which is the last 10% of the capital gain chapter, right? First, you should know what is the sale consideration and how to compute the capital gain, how to take exemptions and advance money forfeited if exemption is revoked. When you calculate the tax, the amendment which has come in the 23rd of July 24, that's going to have impact. So all the amendments are included in this, but some promises. I know Dipti ma'am aise Guru Dakshina lete hain. Some promises that teaching the capital gain live in YouTube and live for you all students who have joined the regular batch in Zoom, it's a challenge for teachers also, for students also. You know why? You need to keep patience. In business head, it's one concept, scientific research problem, preliminary expenses problem, family planning problem, and then we combine and solve it. In capital gain, the concept basket is little vast. It's not tough, but it is vast. So one or two classes will go in teaching you the base level knowledge. Okay. So pay attention. I can't teach page to page, line to line. I'll be skipping few things which are the part of the syllabus of capital gain, but we'll do it at the end of the chapter. You can't remember the whole capital gain chapter, right? So important for you is to know the core of it, like how to calculate capital gain, what is slum sale, what are 54 exemptions. These are asked for CA students in case scenario MCQs, for CMA students exclusive 7 marks, very easy problem. More than 35 question and answers are solved with good booster notes, and 12 examples are there. So 35 and 12, this is what we are going to do in detailed learning of capital gain chapter for once. एक बार time spare करो. Be with me for the coming 6 classes, and capital gain will be thorough forever for inter, for final, all. Okay. So ready to dive in? Shall we start? Material printout should be there. If you're thinking PDF है उसको देखेंगे इसको देखेंगे, my this DT compiler is there with me, and when one hand is on the question paper, you read the question, put it in the answer sheet, and it will be clear. Again I'm repeating, I can't do one on one, and I can't give you the promise कि आज ही तुमको इतना समझ में आ जाएगा, कल ही इतना आएगा. No, it will be 100% in English, my class. Those who are live in Zoom, even though this is live and all, if you have a doubt, unmute and clear your doubt. No problem. ठीक है? चलो. Let us take up now capital gain topic. Okay. So we know there are 5 heads of income. Yeah, please, one more request to all of you. Any of your friends are writing January 25 exam, then evening tomorrow we are solving in detail MTP 1 and 2 for DT, and then MTP 1 and 2 for costing. DT and costing are my core subjects since I qualified in 1999. Accounts also I got 95, but now too much of energy is going in updating the material of DT and GST every 3 months, not even 6 months and 1 year. So to justify teaching, I stopped teaching accounts which I used to teach earlier in Hyderabad chapter. This is my introduction. Now, let us begin with the heads of income. We know there are 5 heads of income. Salary, employer-employee relationship should be there. House property should be there. Property should be there, and tenant should be there. It should be given on rent. Third head is if you are doing business and profession. This is the 4th head of income. Every return has income from other sources, interest and all. But capital gain will come subject to 2-3 things. So chargeability section of this head. You know what is chargeability section coming? Oh, you are owner of the property, he is tenant, you are receiving rent, aajao. Section 22, house property chargeability section. Oh, you are employer, he is employer, relationship, you are giving him salary, perks and allowances, aajao. Section 50. Chargeability section is the section which says wherein you are allowed. Okay, right. Chalo. So let us quickly begin by getting the basics and just see the MTP of December 24 exam or the January 25. You'll say, ma'am, such easy but nice MCQs are asked from the capital gain chapter. So weightage for this chapter is 9 to 10 marks out of 50. 7 marks exclusive question and 2 marks for MCQs. Okay? Chalo. So first I want all of you to open your notebook and write down over there. We are starting with income from capital gain. Use red color pen for writing all the booster notes. There's an amendment in buyback. There's an amendment in rate of tax for capital gain, age of asset, all will be clear. First, I'm teaching what's the chargeability section. Why will you enter this head? Even when I teach crash course, no, dear students, capital gains takes minimum 3 classes of 2.5 hours each. So definitely it's going to be more than 6 class because we are going to work out good number of problems also with homeworks and all. Chargeability section says there should be a capital asset. Now what is capital asset we will see. But there should be a capital asset, and this capital asset should be transferred. You know, transferred is sold or barter. Barter is I will sell you shares and you give in exchange to me an asset like this, or transferred outrightly. Whenever capital asset is transferred, there's going to be gain or loss. Gain is like profit. So profit will be treated as capital gain. And if there is loss, loss will be called as capital loss. Clear? So whenever you have your owner of a capital asset and you have transferred it, it's going bye-bye. Even GST, ITC, capital asset is very important topic. So there's a lot of linking up you will do when we do GST. Right now, if you transfer the capital asset and if there is profit, it's called as capital gain. If there is loss, it's capital loss. But ma'am, you said something like short term and long term. So for that, first we should know what is capital asset. Second, we should know what is transfer. It's just like you've sold the asset, but in detail. Third is age of the capital asset. Like Dipti ma'am's age, जो पूछना नहीं चाहिए. Age of the, like my age, your age, like that age of the capital asset will decide whether it is short-term capital gain. If it is held for, say, shares, if they are held for less than 12 months, 12 months ke andar hi they are purchased and sold shares, then that is a short-term capital asset. So if you sell and there's a profit, it's short-term capital gain. You hold the shares for more than 1 year, 8 years, 10 years, and then you sell. It is long-term capital asset. So when you sell the long-term capital asset, there is long-term capital gain. Is this all explanation clear to all of you? So age of the capital asset will decide whether the capital gain is short-term capital gain or long-term capital gain. And if it is loss, it's short-term capital loss or long-term capital. That will depend on the age of the capitals. So many of you are live, and thank you so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, and share it with others after the end of the class if you feel really you're getting a good grip on capital gain. But I told you I'll be teaching in bits. Pura slum sale samajh lo. Fir stamp duty value, I'll take one full class. One class for exemptions and advance money forfeited. And nowadays, modern trend of asking you revocation. So exam-oriented bits, how they are breaking, that's the way we will learn. Okay? Right. I'm maybe repeating many times, but this is, why students ask me, ma'am, study material mein to aisa hai, study material is really good, but that is like 1,200 pages of study material is compiled, put together into kitne pages hai ye apna material? 280 pages is not a joke. So lot of months and years, decades of experience I have put in the DT compiler. You take a printout, check the quality of the questions of the professional level, CA, CMA, CS exam, and you will get it. Chalo. Let us now begin to answer 3 questions in the coming half an hour. What is capital asset? If it is transferred capital gain, what is transfer? And how do you decide it is short term or long term? So capital asset is any asset related to business or some personal asset also, some cases. Fixed or movable. Fixed means land, movable means car. Anything related to business and some related to personal also. And it can be tangible or it can be intangible. Now, what is intangible? Like patent, copyrights. Even if I transfer that, I have made a formula, a brand, and now have outrightly transferred. Of course, we will charge the capital gain. Okay? Right. Chalo, let us open your material now and let us read right from the beginning. Index rate, everything is updated except कहीं हो सकता है कि डेट एक इधर उधर बहुत चेंजेस हैं तो मैंने सब इंक्लूड कर लिए हैं. So there should be a capital asset. It should be transferred and the profit or loss is taxable as short term or long term depending on the age. Now what is the capital asset? It means a property of any kind, fixed, circulating, movable, immovable, tangible, intangible, or connected with business or not. Yeah, for any securities held by foreign investors. This is just for reading. In final, you have this in detail. But pehle I told you, important thing. It could be any asset, fixed or movable, tangible or intangible, related to business or not, except stock in trade. You know what is stock in trade? Suppose you are dealers in computers. So you buy 100 computers and sell. Computer is not your capital asset. It's your stock in trade. Stock in trade is item what you purchase to sell. You are dealing in, say, these digital markers. This is HP company's marker. So you buy and sell, you buy and sell. That's not capital asset. Stock in trade will go in your P&L account, in trading account, opening stock, purchase, sale and all. Then personal effects are not the capital asset. Huh? Like wearing apparel, furniture and all. Excluding means jewelry is a capital asset. Now this definition is not tricky but indirect. They are saying, okay, this is capital asset, excluding stock in trade, excluding personal effect. So personal effect matlab your home furniture, your personal car, that's not capital asset. But in the personal effect, excluded is jewelry, means jewelry is a capital asset. So jewelry, acha. Now jewelry means what? It's a very vast topic. So jewelry means ornaments made of gold, silver, platinum, precious metals, ruby and pukraj and pearls and all, whether or not containing stones, whether or not worked or sewn in wearing apparel. Wearing apparel, like why like this wearing apparel I'm saying? That means suppose at my home gods and deities are there. I am making dresses for my god, and in the dresses I have sewn 1 crore diamonds and all. So is it a jewelry? I'm not wearing, I'm using it for my god. Answer is yes, right? So it includes, excluding jewelry. Jewelry's definition is clear. Yeah, it's not written here, but it also includes the silver and gold bars. Biscuits, we call it in layman's term, they are also included. And so that means all these are capital assets, excluding jewelry, archaeological collection, drawings, paintings, sculptures, and work of any kind will not be taken as personal effect. Means it will be taxable. Simple. Archaeological collections, old watches, paintings, old idols at your home, which are very costly. Huh? So artwork, they all, if transferred, it's a capital asset transferred and you have to pay capital key. Now, come to the exclusion list. Stock in trade, not a capital asset. Rural agricultural land. We have already completed agricultural income. Within the city limit, leave 8 kilometers radius. And after that, whatever is the land, that's rural agricultural land. And that's not a capital asset. What about next to my house in Hyderabad city, there's an open plot and someone is doing farming over there. It's used for organic farming, but it's very well the plot is located in the heart of the Hyderabad city. Then it will be urban agricultural land, very well a capital asset. What is excluded? Rural agricultural land. Specified gold bonds which are issued by government, bearer bond, gold deposit bonds, like so much of gold you have, you can give in and you will get bonds. Whenever you want to redeem, whatever is the rate, you will get the gold. So you can study in detail, otherwise I'll get diverted from the topic. So gold deposit bonds or gold deposit certificates issued under gold monetization scheme by central government. So these are not capital asset. And now added in this list from this year is ULIP also, virtual digital asset. So what we will do is, we are in a regular class, not a exam oriented batch ki bas padh ke khatam kar do. So we will write what is a capital asset. What is a capital asset? Very brief. I want all of you to listen and write if you are not following my writing. Acha, 1 second, Dipti ma'am, you have already given 35 pages of material. What's the need of writing all these booster notes? Writing the booster notes will help you to sink it in, however colorful flowcharts any teacher is giving. बहुत मेहनत करते हैं हर teacher, अच्छे एकदम compact flow charts and mind mapping and all. Even I am doing that. But one day before the exam, it's good to revise. Now, if you want your pen to flow in 3 hours, trust this process and write what I'm making you write. Likho. 1 minute also of yours and mine is important. तो मैं कुछ extra नहीं लिखा रही हूँ. Write down what is a capital asset, what is not a capital asset. We'll make a list. We'll make a list of what is a capital asset and what is not a capital asset. So what is not a capital asset? If it is transferred, there is no problem, no capital gain. Write down over here, number 1. Any asset, business related, comma, any asset, business related or personal, movable or immovable. Write down. Listen and write. Don't wait कि दीप्ति मैम pause लेंगे. Any asset, business related or personal, movable and immovable, tangible, which can be seen and all, or intangible. Personal and business related, movable and immovable, tangible and intangible. All this is a capital asset. What is not a capital asset? Mein likho, stock in trade. Stock in trade, which you buy and sell. It goes, if you want, write down. It goes to profit and loss account. ये तो P&L account में जाता है. It goes to profit and loss account. Right? Next. Personal effect is the capital asset, including jewelry, gold, silver or jewelry लिखो, gold and silver bars. थोड़ा पेशेंस रखना है पढ़ते वक्त. हाँ है आप सब में, I know. Gold and silver bars, jewelry, painting, sculptures, archaeological sculptures, artwork. This is all very well a capital asset. Even it is sewing in clothes. What is not a personal, what is a personal effect which is not taxable? Wearing apparel. In your wardrobe, you have a boutique or branded sari which is of 60 lakhs. So does that mean it's a capital asset? No. Wearing apparel and home furniture. Business furniture and all, it's business asset, but home furniture and all, it's not a capital asset. Next is, what is a capital asset? Urban, agricultural, land or open plot. What is not a capital asset? Rural, agricultural, land. It's not a capital asset. Next, specified gold bonds. These are all issued by government. Specified gold bonds, specified bearer bonds. Anyone who is not able to write with me and wants me to wait, chat box is also active. Live chat also I am seeing. So many of you are live. If you like, share and subscribe, no, this video will get boost. बहुत मेहनत कर रही हूँ मैं भी कि best of best, easiest way में आपको पढ़ाऊँ कि capital gain at least you score full out of full marks. So you also help me please. Specified gold bonds, specified bearer bonds, and last one very popular nowadays, that is gold deposit bonds. You please study about this in detail, and if you want, before the class starts 10 minutes, I'll discuss how this gold demonetization and all is working. Okay. Everyone is clear? Check the list. I'm scrolling up to down, and if anything is missed, let me know. Ask. Yeah. So once it is clear to you, okay, this is a capital asset, and if this is sold, capital asset is sold, then there is going to be capital gain. Okay, right. Added in this list, what is a capital asset? Now what I'm teaching is very, very important amendment, ULIP, Unit Linked Insurance Plan. Now take a pause and listen to me very carefully. Only the gist I'm saying, ULIP in detail you have in final. Ma'am, then why you are teaching in the capital gain? Listen to the 2 minutes. It's like GK knowledge, very good. First of all, life insurance, we take that something goes wrong. Insurance company is giving assurance, we will give you the claim. Nothing goes wrong. Then whatever premium you are paying for 8 years, 10 years, they give you good return along with risk coverage. So insurance is covering your risk also, and insurance is giving you return also. Nothing goes wrong. After 10 years, the policy will mature and you will get the return. That is called as ULIP, Unit Linked Insurance Plan. Now, generally, whenever LIP or unit linked insurance policy matures, the amount received is exempt. No problem. But suppose you have paid a single premium in a year above 2,50,000, or you have taken 2-3 ULIP policies for yourself, spouse and children, or ऐसे 2-3 अलग-अलग policies you have taken of ULIP, and throughout the year you have paid premium on all the policies put together 2,50,000, or single premium exceeding 2,50,000. Then on maturity, ULIP is going to be taxable under capital gain. Ma'am, how? That is in CA file. But it's taxable, can be asked in MCQ. Ekdam simplest of way mein I will show you how. ULIP, unit link, I hope it is clear to you. Risk plus return policy. ऐसे लिखो. You know, your risk is also covered and you get good return also in ULIP. In that A bit, write down. On maturity, it is exempt. Amount received is exempt. ULIP पे जो पैसे मिलते हैं ना, it is exempt. If single premium exceeds 2,50,000, or put together all premium in a year. Some premium may be 1,80,000, 60,000, 30,000 मिला के exceeding 2,50,000. Amount received on maturity of ULIP taxable under capital gain. In short, it is treated as a capital asset. है ना? ULIP is treated as a capital asset and the profit will be taxable under capital gain because single premium exceeded 2,50,000 or multiple premium put together exceeded 2,50,000. There is also included in this your TDS section 194 DA, and I'll tell. Added one more in the taxability side. Added one more in the taxability side. is virtual digital asset. Anyone knows? Have you heard the name? What do you mean by virtual digital asset? This topic I'm teaching here, otherwise virtual digital asset can again be covered in the other source and more relevant again for final. But Inter, when they give it, okay, ULIP is included and taxable here, the way you calculated will be taught to you at final level. That's what as a teacher I am also saying. So, मतलब definition तो पता होना चाहिए कि it's a capital asset. ULIP. ULIP is very well a capital asset. Yeah. And now I'm talking about virtual digital asset. Listen now, all of you. Virtual digital asset is like Bitcoin and all. Too much it was there. Since last year, they have made it taxable. So virtual digital asset, you can buy and sell, and you can take it as stock in trade. Your choice. Then it will go to business head. Opening stock of the Bitcoin, purchase of Bitcoin, sale of Bitcoin and all. Or it can be treated as capital asset. But no indexation and flat, it is taxable. So something I'm reading now, just understand it more than enough for all of you. Okay? Just points I'm giving you. So here we complete the definition of the capital asset. What is capital asset? This material is available PDF in the Telegram group, and this is the first class. Make sure, promise you attend every class. There will be some classes like today where I'm teaching for 2 hours. There will be some classes where we have learned the exemption yesterday. So 8-10 problems we will solve. I can't have fun in, I mean, of course the classes are fun filled, अभी gold bar, silver bar सब बताया. But I can't make every class practical oriented for capital gain. It's not possible, है ना? चलो. But best, you will get the best of marks. That's a promise. आ जाओ, read it. Capital asset means any asset movable and all, but excludes stock in trade, personal effect, rural agricultural land, gold bond, bearer bonds and all. ULIP, on maturity, it will be treated as capital asset if the amount of single premium exceeds 250 or premium payable for all the policies exceeds 250 in a year. Then the profit will be taxable under the capital gain. Next is virtual digital asset, section 115 BBH. Yeah. Section 214, capital asset means property of any kind. Cryptocurrencies may be deemed as capital asset if the person has purchased it for investment. In such case, it will be taxable under capital gain. If cryptocurrency is purchased in bulk for trading, you can take it as business income. वो मैंने आपको बताया. Income of transfer of the virtual taxable asset at 30% flat. Yeah. Whether you take it in the business income or capital gain, it's never taxable at slab rates. Virtual digital. Online gaming is different. You know, PUBG and all, legally, Dream 11. सब पे 30% tax लगता है. In the same way, on virtual digital asset also, it's 30% tax. Now, it provides that no deduction in respect of any expenditure or allowance or set-off shall be allowed in computing the income. You know, only the cost of that asset is allowed. Kitne mein you have purchased the Bitcoin and all, but other than that, no other cost is allowed. Yeah. Then cost of acquisition will be deducted from full consideration, and capital gain pay no indexation is there, no cost of improvement is there. Transfer, it will be treated. Loss under virtual digital asset cannot be adjusted. Any loss by the SSE cannot be adjusted against income from the virtual digital asset. Huh? So flat loss का कोई benefit नहीं है, and it's flat taxable at 30%. There's TDS also now introduced 194S. I'm just saying just read it because all this will be covered in the TDS chapter also. Okay. Virtual digital asset at the rate of 1%. Whenever you transfer, no, there's a capital gain. So the person who is a buyer, he will deduct 1% TDS under 194S, and pay you the net amount. A gift of virtual digital asset exceeding 50,000 will be taxable. I'm not transferring, but I'm gifting to you. So if you transfer or give to other than relatives, virtual digital asset above 50,000, it's going to be taxable in there. If it is held for more than 36 months, it's long term, otherwise short term. But ये जो short term, long term है, doesn't make a difference. No indexation, nothing, and flat rate of tax. ठीक है? Right. Now, most important table. Take your time. How much time you want, that much time. Tell me, everyone in the class is virtual digital. I mean, say, this all capital asset first page is clear to you. I get a feeling when I teach this chapter as if I'm teaching law. Income tax is not practical subject like costing. It's not core theory like law. It's apply the knowledge. So both combination, but आज तो ऐसे लग रहा है कि एक एक term पढ़ा रहे हैं. So this is the first class. We have completed now what is capital asset. Now I'm going to the definition of the age of the capital asset. Ma'am, why age is important? Because according to that, you will decide whether it is short term or long term. Clear? Chalo. So check this table, all of you. Let us take the example of listed securities which are listed in stock in trade, units of the UTI, zero coupon bonds. Zero coupon bonds are like IDBI bonds and all, where you don't get any interest on maturity, you get the full amount, or ULIP and all, excluding market linked debentures and all. Usko chhod ke. So listed securities and all, if you hold for less than 12 months and within that time only you sell it, it's short term capital gain. Otherwise, it is long term capital gain. Clear to all of you? Now, unlisted shares, which are not listed on stock exchange, and land and building. You hold for 2 years, less than 24 months, land and building you hold and transfer. It's a short-term capital asset. So if you sell that asset and there's a gain, short-term capital gain or short-term capital loss. Held for more than 12 months, long-term capital gain. Okay. Next is debt-oriented fund, unlisted shares and jewelry, virtual digital asset and all the other assets. Other assets के लिए up to 36 months. Up to 36 months, it is short term before 23rd July. Ma'am, what is this date? Our financial year is 24-25. We know that 5 years election came in between. It was in 19 and then in 24. So with the new government coming in, they gave the budget before this date. So till 22nd July. This is like before 23rd July. So before 23rd July is 22nd July, 24th of different will be there. Then it will change. Now what is the change? Before 23rd July, if all these other assets are held for 3 years, short term, more than 3 years, long term. But after more than 36 months before 23rd July, then long term. After that, after 23rd July, 36 months is vanishing. If you want, ये दोनों को put together करके लिखो. After 22nd July. मतलब 23rd July onwards, whether it is unlisted shares, land, building, debentures, jewelry, virtual digital asset, less than 24 months, short term. More than 24 months, long term. If it is short term, it will be short term capital gain, long term. Long term mein there's a concept called indexation. What is the concept? We will apply and solve the questions also. Short term mein no concept like that. Tell me, is this clear to all of you or you have any doubts? Clear to all of you? Once again, I'll repeat. Listed shares, units, zero coupon bonds, ULIP, all. What is this? I'll teach separately. Held for less than 12 months, short-term capital asset. If it is transferred, short-term capital. Ye long-term. Unlisted shares, land and building, less than 24 months, short-term, long-term. Debt-oriented fund, unlisted securities, capital asset, jewelry and all. After 23rd July, there's no concept of 36 months. Other than these listed shares and all, everything if it is held for more than 2 years, long term, less than 2 years, short term. But I saw the whole study material also and going by the amendment notification given, they're not going to ask you exactly the problem. The 23rd July. So if you transfer any land and building, say jewelry, before 23rd July, then age for long term will be 36 months. After 23rd July, age will be 24 months. 24 months se pehle you have sold the jewelry, short term. 24 months ke baad, long term. Have I simplified this already in the table or you want some flow chart? Give response very clearly. All clear? Yeah, you want the flow chart, then only this part is, see. ये तो सब 12 months 24 months तो clear है. But other than that, ये सब नहीं भी याद रहे तो any other asset held till 23rd July 2024, less than 36 months short term, more than 36 months long term. After 23rd July, less than 24 months short term, more than 24 months long term. ठीक है? Okay. One more thing they have added this year, market linked debentures. Okay. Debentures which are linked with the market returns and all. If you don't know the meaning, no problem. This is just given for reading. Knowledge कि हाँ क्या चीज है नहीं याद है तो market linked debentures, specified mutual funds, unlisted bond and debentures and all. Whenever you sell, whenever you sell market linked debentures, specified mutual funds, bonds and debentures which are redeemed after 23rd July, it will always be treated as short-term capital. Ma'am, for less than 12 months and 24 months and 36, no, not applicable to all these three. Market linked debentures, units of mutual fund, unlisted bonds and debentures, it's not applicable. Clear to all of you? What is not applicable, beta? Likho yahan pe. Age NA. Please do 3D, 5D makeup of the compiler which I have given. However best notes I give, you have to do this. Abhi we will study transfer definition and then I'll take some simple problems to give you the comfort of indexation and all. Debentures and bonds, leave off as of now. अच्छा ठीक है चलो इसके साथ कर लेंगे. Unlisted bonds, debentures. Debentures are like long-term loan given by company. Every 6 months you will get interest. After 5-6 years they are redeemed, right? So they clearly said that debentures which are transferred before 23rd July, capital gain will be short-term or long-term depending on the age, less than 24 months and all. But if unlisted debentures or bonds are transferred after 23rd July, the resulting capital gain will be treated as short-term regardless of the holding period. After 23rd July 2024, if you transfer bonds and debentures, it's always going to be short-term capital gain. Even for specified mutual fund, market-linked debentures, all. And indexation will never be available. Ma'am, what is indexation? आएगा अभी. Cost inflation index, but वो नहीं मिलेगा short term. Short term capital gain you anyhow never get. Taxation leave off. I don't want to take. This is my own made table. Superb for understanding tax, but not required now. So two things until now I have completed. What is a capital asset? And what is the age? Without looking at that, the listed shares and all, zero coupon bonds, less than 12 months short term, more than 12 months long term. Unlisted shares, land and building, up to 24 months short term, more than 24 months long. All the other assets, jewelry, virtual digital assets, unlisted bonds, debentures, all. Huh? Before 23rd July, less than 36 months short term, more than 36 months long term. After 23rd of July, I mean say 23rd July onwards, 36 months is vanishing. दो ही चीज है, shares and zero coupon bonds, less than 12 months short term. Other than that, all the assets, the age of short term is 24 months. Bond, virtual digital asset, bonds, land and building, anything held for less than 2 years and sold, short term. Held for more than 2 years and then sold, long term. Clear to all of you this? Now we are taking up the question, okay, we know what is capital asset. If it is transferred, come in, chargeability section, pay the capital gain, or loss. What do you mean by transfer? Ma'am, transfer is sell. I am selling to BB, is paying me money, taking the asset, sell. Or it could be barter. I am selling you my plant and machinery, and instead of that, you give me your company shares, like that. So sale, barter. So transfers definition mein 5-6 things are included. So let us see what is the definition of transfer. Just understand to solve the questions. No one is going to ask you a theory question, what is a transfer and what is not a transfer. And then we will go to how to solve the questions of the capital gain with presentation. ये देखो बेटा, ट्रांसफर की डेफिनेशन दी हुई है, इंक्लूसिव डेफिनेशन. After completing these two definitions, I'll give break and then I'll teach you how to solve the questions of capital. Transfer includes sale, exchange, relinquishment. Relinquishment means, suppose this is my house and this is an open plot, right? So that open plot I have given it to a government school which is next to it. Relinquish. आज से ये मेरा नहीं है, ये ले लो, आप यूज करो स्कूल के लिए. So when you abandon an asset, it's as good as you have transferred. Next is very beautiful. Extinguishment of right therein. My rights in the assets are over. How will you come to know? Example, asset lost in fire. See, my plant and machinery, if I sell you, it's a transfer. If I sell you and take shares, it's a barter, exchange. My plant and machinery was destroyed in fire. I didn't sell it, but it's no more there. It's into ashes. Insurance company, what money they are giving me. I've taught you the same thing in the business head, section 32, depreciation. So whenever there is extinguishment of the right, asset hi khatam ho gaya, it's into ashes. I didn't sell the plant and machinery, but it was destroyed in fire. Insurance company, what they gave me the money, that money is treated as sale consideration. Clear? Right. Next is compulsory acquisition under law. Because of the metro work, because of the airport work, road widening work, my property is taken by government and they are giving me compensation. So as good as I have sold or transferred to government. Conversion of capital asset into stock in trade. We'll do this separately with nice flowchart and question and answer. I am into teaching. Now I decide कि okay, I will stop teaching. I'll retire from teaching. कितने साल ऐसे पढ़ाएंगे इतना एनर्जी लगा लगा के नहीं पढ़ाना बस हो गया. So I open a jewelry store. And my personal home jewelry also, I put it in the stock of the business to sell. Then personal asset, whether sold to third party or personal asset, whether sold to my business, it's a transfer, no? Followed or not. More detail, refer next page. उसमें पूरा detail दिया है, clear होगा. Next one is maturity or redemption of bonds. What are bonds? Debentures. So debentures are issued for 5 or 6 years. On maturity, whatever amount you get, it's like transfer only, no? Possession of immovable property in the part performance of a contract. I have sold you the property. You paid me the token amount and you also paid me the remaining amount. The property, paper transfer and all will take 2 more months. But meanwhile, because you paid me the wholesale consideration, I gave you the possession. ठीक है, आज से आज का you want to renovate and use this, you can use it. Okay. So, possession of immovable property in part performance of the contract. I've received the token amount. I've received the remaining amount. I've handed over the property to you. I am the owner on paper. Till the property is not transferred, within 2 months it will transfer. But then you are the owner. It's a transfer. When a property I have transferred, you paid me the amount. I gave you the physical possession. You start your interior work and start your showroom. Yeah, it's a transfer. Beneficial enjoyment. This is like all law-like term. Beneficial enjoyment of all immovable property. Co-owners. Co-owners of the. You know, whenever in an apartment there are 8 flats, each flat owner is the 1/8 owner of the undivided land. 1/8 owner of the undivided land. समझ में आ रहा है? On one land, apartment is built up and there are 6 owners, 3 floors, 6 owners. So each one is not only the owner of the house. He is also the owner of the land, 1/6. So that is also a part of transfer. Okay. Take your time, check it. 2 minutes के बाद we will continue what is not a transfer. And then beautiful format I'll give you how to solve the question and Okay, so when we are checking orally, now we know what is a capital asset. Movable, immovable, and all. When it is transferred, transfer doesn't mean outrightly sale. It could be barter, it could be extinguishment of right. I didn't sell my property, but then it got destroyed in natural calamity or fire. An insurance company gave me money. That's as good as sale consideration. Okay. There are cases which are transfer, but they are not treated as transfer. Okay. So, what are the cases wherein it is a transfer? I'm not selling, but I'm giving it to you, right? And it is not treated as transfer. Let us see that again for reading. Okay. After doing that definition, when I start the problems, it will be very clear to you how to solve the question answer in the exam. But these are base level knowledge, important and linked. So let us take it together. What is not a transfer? What is a transfer? Sale, exchange, relinquishment, extinguishment, compulsory acquisition. I didn't want to sell my property to government, but there was a metro flyover going on, and so they acquired. So as good as I've sold my property to government, this one in detail I will take stock in trade. Yeah, when debentures are redeemed, it's as good I've transferred back the debentures to company. Immovable property, whenever you buy an apartment, see, this is a very common GK that if there are 6 flat owners in an apartment, they are not only owners of the flat, but that building is located on a land. In that land also, 1/6 undivided share in the land is there for each flat owner, right? So it's as good as transfer. When you sell the flat, you are selling that 1/6 part of your land also to the person to whom you are selling the flat. That's what it means. Now let us just see simple cases. What is not a transfer? Distribution of the capital asset by company to shareholders at the time of liquidation. We will again do this in detail with deemed dividend. Huh? So whenever the company goes into liquidation, company says to shareholders, okay, you are the owners of the company and these are the assets and all. So that's not treated as transfer. It is a transfer, but it is exempt. Distribution of capital asset at the time of partition of HUF. Hindu undivided family is partitioned and each co-partner and karta is getting some share. It is not treated as transfer. Distribution of the capital asset under a gift or a will. You know, through will, all my grandfather's property came to me. So, is my grandfather's property transferred to me? Yes. By way of gift or will? Yes. It is a transfer, yes, but it is exempt. Transfer of capital asset by to 100% subsidiary company or subsidiary to holding and all. Transfer of capital asset by amalgamating company to amalgamated company. A company is merging into AB. So A's all assets will also be transferred to AB. Is it a transfer? Yeah. But it is not treated as transfer for capital gain. Right? Transfer of capital asset in a scheme of demerger by demerged company to a resulting company. AB company split and some assets goes to A and some to B. Is this a transfer of assets from AB to A? Yes. But it is exempt. Transfer of capital asset in scheme of demerger by resulting company to the shareholders of the demerged company. Transfer of shares by a shareholder in a scheme of amalgamation. Transfer of rupee denominated bond by non-resident to another non-resident. ये डिटेल में है आपको फाइनल में, but some bonds are there. One NRI is transferring to another. It's exempt. Not कोई capital gain नहीं लगेगा. See, when we say no capital gain, then only NRIs are encouraged to come and invest in India, right? Transfer of government securities outside India by non-resident. Redemption of sovereign gold bonds. ट्रांसफर ऑफ अर्बन एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड बिफोर 1/3 अब तो बिल्कुल टैक्सेबल है. अब बिल्कुल टैक्सेबल है. ट्रांसफर ऑफ द कैपिटल एसेट टू सम यूनिवर्सिटीज एंड ऑल. हाँ, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट जो है इसको मार्क करो. कन्वर्शन ऑफ डिबेंचर्स इनटू शेयर्स. Every special transfer cases, compulsory acquisition, कन्वर्शन इन स्टॉक, ये सब हम डिटेल में करेंगे, बट जस्ट द नेम इज वेरी क्लियर. I issued debentures for 6 years. Now, after 6 years, it's time for me to redeem debentures and pay to my debenture holder. Instead, can I say, debenture holders, I'm not having money to pay. I'll convert debentures into shares. You will become shareholders, and instead of interest, you will get dividend. Are you ready? Yeah. So, converting of debentures into shares is not a transfer. Clear to all of you? ये डिटेल में करेंगे अच्छे से. ओके. Conversion of preference shares into equity shares. Transfer of units by unit holders. In mutual fund, different schemes are there. So you are transferring your units from this to this, not taxable. Conversion of a partnership firm into a company and partners becoming directors, not a transfer. Conversion of private company into LLP. Private companies directors will become limited liability partners, not a transfer. Transfer, जो स्टार मार्क कर रही हूं, they are exam oriented, important. Rest just read it for once. Transfer of painting, artwork, sculpture, etc. to National Museum. See, ma'am, just now you said कि painting, artwork, sculpture, ये तो सब capital asset है. If I sell the painting to anyone, there is capital gain today. But I'm not selling. I'm just transferring it to museum, maybe for amount, or I'm just saying, chalo, in Hyderabad, we have a very famous museum called Salarjung Museum. So there's an antique watch at my home. I said, okay, keep it in the museum. Let thousands of people come and watch it. So I'm donating or I'm transferring. It's not taxable. Transfer of capital asset by banking company to a banking institutions and all same. Like how the banks are also merging. So it's not taxable, amalgamation and all. Transfer of capital asset in business reorganization by a cooperative bank with other cooperative bank, nothing taxable. Conversion of gold into the gold bonds, and then while redeeming, converting gold bond into again bond, not taxable. It's all exempt transfer. So these are the cases which are transfer, and these are the cases which are not a transfer. Thank you so much for keeping patience for more than 1 hour for this theory. Now we are going on. Someone watching the video live or recordings should write duration. From here we are going to computation of the capital gain. Now listen. Every head has a proper format. Like if I say compute business income, immediately you will start with net profit as per books, add and less. Add is all expenses debited, disallowed, all that logic. If I say compute house property, rent received minus municipal tax, NAV 30%, automatically the pen flows because we know the format. In the same way, capital gain also has a format. Are you all with me? Capital gain, how to compute is a format, and trust me, dear students, the way I'm teaching, I cannot exclude the things कि ये तो कभी एग्जाम में आता है छोड़ दो, नहीं करेंगे सब, but weightage wise I'll repeat the important. But when you solve 15-16 problem तक आओगे ना, there are 35 problems. You will say, ma'am, 5 to 7 minutes in exam we can do sale consideration. It's that easy. So the format of computing the capital gain I'm giving you, I want all of you to write it in notebook and solve one problem with me to get a grip. ठीक है? चलो साथ में करते हैं. आ जाओ. What is the capital asset is clear to you. Age of capital asset, I would advise all of you to please take down that table again in your notebook. Age of capital asset. If it is short term less than 12 months, long term above 12 months, and so. Just once write it. Leave the gap if you want. Now, format of computation of capital gain. ठीक है? चलो. We'll check the format of the computation of the capital gain. Format of computation of the capital gain. For both we will do. If it is short-term capital asset, short-term capital gain, long-term capital asset, long-term capital gain, how will you compute? First, I am sharing the format and I want all of you to write with understanding. Start with sale consideration. Now, if I tell you, in this stamp duty value and all I'll teach tomorrow, तो तब आपको पता चलेगा कि sale consideration is only a very important thing. I have sold you the asset. What money you give is the sale consideration. Less related expenses. It could be transfer related expenses, paperwork, brokerage, stamp duty, legal expense. If you want, write down few examples. Legal expense, brokerage, stamp duty, ये सब आ जाएगा. And now what you get, you call it as net sales consideration. Sale consideration minus expenses, legal expense, brokerage, stamp duty and all. And what you get, you call it as net sale consideration. In that, deduct cost of acquisition. While acquiring the house, say you also pay the stamp duty and kuch na kuch, whatever expenses you have incurred till that building is ready, capitalize all that, and that will be your cost of acquisition. Also deducted here is cost of improvement. Are you all enjoying writing? तो प्रॉब्लम बहुत अच्छे से जल्दी से सॉल्व हो जाएंगे. What is cost of improvement? Now listen, this can be explained orally. I purchased one house in 2015, G plus 2 floor. After 3 years, in 2018, I constructed 2 more floors. It was G plus 2, now it is G plus 4. So in 2018, I incurred additional capital expenditure to make ground plus 2 floors into ground and 4 floors. So whatever I have incurred additional expense in 2018 to construct 2 more floors, they are called as cost of improvement. They are capital expenditure. So when I sell the house now, I'm going to sell G plus 4, no? So G plus 2 is cost of acquisition and plus 2 floor is cost of improvement. Is this clear to all of you? So write down. Cost of improvement is addition to the asset. If you want in layman's term, write down addition to the asset. Sale consideration minus expense, net sale consideration, cost of acquisition, cost of improvement. And now what you get, you call it as short-term capital gain. And because you have purchased the house and sold one house and purchased another house, you do some related investments, you get exemptions. Might be I'll teach you exemption in 4th class. खुद को time देना है. But you should know what is exemption. Exemptions are, I have purchased a house, I sell it within 3 months. So it's a short-term capital gain. But again, I purchased another house. I sold the house in OU and I purchased in Banjara Hills, another area. So what I purchase, I get some exemption. Take your time and tell me, is the format clear? Put some messages in the chat box. All clear, not clear, how? Sale consideration minus expenses, net sale consideration, less cost of acquisition, less cost of improvement, and you get the capital gain. If it is long-term capital gain, what is the format? Sale consideration, then related all expenses, legal expense, brokerage, and all. And what you get, you call it as net sale consideration. less cost of acquisition there also. But instead of cost of acquisition, indexation benefit is available in long term. What is indexation? I'll make it clear now. Index cost of acquisition and indexed cost of improvement. See, whenever the land, building, jewelry, gold, asset is held for more than 24 months and then sold, instead of deducting cost, you can deduct indexed cost of acquisition, even improvement. Improvement will not be there in every problem. You might buy G+2 and sell G+2. Not necessarily you have incurred two flows, hai na? Right? And then this is long-term capital gain. There also some exemptions are there. And oh, is the format clear to you? Only difference between short term and long term is indexation. And of course, so now what is indexation? Indexations is there's a term called as cost inflation index. We all know inflation, महंगाई, you know, like our घर में अगर कोई बड़े हैं at your home, if grandparents and all are there, they'll say, oh, in 100 rupees we used to get so many vegetables and fruits, and now you are getting in 100 rupees like nothing. And when we buy one cup of coffee now for 250 rupees, they are like this. Oh, so many liters of milk and sugar will come. So I hope you must have experienced this. Same example I say to my students. When I was a student from 97 to 99, foundation, inter and all, I used to fill up 100 rupees में 4 liters of petrol and go for 1 week. Now we all know. So what is happening? At what cost it was available in 2015? Now that is changed. Same way improvement you have done in 2018 now. So instead of cost, they allow you to take indexation. How indexation works? Very nicely shared in your material. Sorry, not this printed material. And there are some formulas. But with Dipti ma'am, whether it is costing or tax or anything, कोई formula नहीं है. Logic से करोगे तो आपको आ जाएगा. And we'll work out also some problems after this. So see what is format. Long term and short term is sale minus expense. This is the same. Indexation is different here. Cost of acquisition improvement and exemptions. Yeah. Yeah, very important point I missed explaining in the expenses. Whenever you take all the expenses incurred for sale and all, it is allowed except STT. Now, what is STT? Security transaction tax, which is paid while buying and selling. You know, when you sell the shares, you pay brokerage, you pay stamp duty, you pay STT. STT is not allowed to be deducted as expense. It is allowed only when you take shares as your stock in trade in business head. Market super duper important for MCQ. Ma'am, but when I have sold listed shares, I have paid STT and shares are my capital asset. But STT is not allowed. Okay? Now what is CII? See, from 2001 onwards, they have given all the CIIs. What was available in 100 rupees in 2001 and 2 is available now in 24-25 for 363 rupees. So if I have purchased a house here, I purchased a house in 2001 and 2 for 10,000. तब CII कितना था? 100. And I sold it 2001 and 2. And I sold it in 24-25. You all followed? Houses purchase cost 10,000. So what was available in 100 in 1 and 2? In 24 and 25 it is available in 363. Ma'am, ये rate कहाँ से मिलेगा? This will be given in exam according to the inflation and all the study and all. CIIs are every year given in the budget and they are applicable throughout the year. So what was available in 100 has become 363. So what is available in 10,000? जो cost था. What is the cost was 10,000 in 2001 and 2. What is the indexed cost now? 100 has become 363. 10,000 will be how much? So 10,000 into 363 divided by 100. So it's coming to 36,300. And say sale consideration is 50,000. There are no expenses, nothing. Now pick up your calculator. I want all of you to write this as good as we are solving one problem. 13,700. No need to mug up any formula. I have sold a house for 50,000. Yeah, but I want you to write the example and this time I'll give you time to write. Pehle aap samajh lo. I purchased the house in 2001 and 2 for 10,000. That time CI was 100. What was available in 100 has become 363. So what is available in 10,000 will become how much? Yeah. So 10,000 into 363 divided by 100, 36,300 is the index cost and sold for 50,000. So long-term capital gain. That is option 1. Now, if it is sold within 12 months and on say option 2, what is the sale consideration? 50,000. There are no expenses related to sale. What is the cost of the acquisition? 10,000. What is short-term capital gain? 40,000. Simple. Write it, both the options. If it is long-term, do indexation. If it is short-term, directly, ma'am, you didn't take expenses, they were not there. You didn't take cost of improvement, it was not there. Take your time, write down, ask your doubts, keep commenting. Your comment give boost to these videos. And if you're watching as recording also in the app also, those who have opted for the recorded lectures and you're watching evening because of your job, if you're listening to me, right, if you have any doubt, click the picture and send it to me. I'll surely clear your doubts in the WhatsApp, but you have to give me 24 hours for that. Completed, put me message that over writing. Same problem we have solved as long term, so we take indexation. So, and this is the index cost of acquisition. Index cost of acquisition. Even index cost of improvement. Say I will do some improvement in 15-16. So 254 has become 363. Say 25,000 improvement is how much, like that. And you can see the formula also. Dekho, what you took, cost of acquisition 10,000. CII of the year of transfer divided by CIR when the asset was first time held. Easy? Ready to go into some problems more? 2 minutes. Huh? Okay. Yeah, formulas you don't have to learn, but hope you understand. Cost of acquisition, index cost of acquisition means cost of acquisition into CII of the year of transfer 363 divided by the CII of the year when it is held for the first time. Same way, index cost of improvement is cost of improvement into CII of the transfer year divided by the CII of the improvement. Okay, right. These are all like examples solved. Problem number 1 also I'll check at the end. Abhi dekho ye. D purchased a building in 1/12/19 for 80,000. He sold the same on 1/7/2020 to Mr. DD. Okay. For 1,20,000. Okay. So what's the sale consideration? 120. Expenses are 10,000. Yeah. Expenses are 10,000. So net sale consideration is 1. After purchasing, Mr. DD added one more floor to it. After purchasing Mr. D. Mr. D, he has to sold to DD. And this was purchased in December 19 and sold in 20. So within 1 year ke pehle you are selling it. So it's a short term capital asset. So no indexation. But after purchasing D, Mr. D, because Mr. D purchased a building and he sold it to same for DD. But after purchasing, Mr. D will do the improvement. No, just a small example added. So after purchase, he purchased it in 80,000, and after purchasing, he did improvement 20,000, and he sold it for 110. So 10,000 is short-term capital gain. Is this clear to all of you? Now same problem अगर long term करते हैं कि suppose if it is purchased in July 12 and improvement in August 14 and then September 19. I know our financial year is 24-25, but just for change. Now, what's the sale consideration? Same. Expenses same. Net sale consideration same. Now you purchased in 80,000 in 12 and 13. So check your index for 12 and 13. 200. And it is sold in 19 and 20. 19 and 20. 289. So what was available in 200 has become 289. So what is available in 80,000? Kitna? Cross multiply. Same way improvement also you can check up 14, 15 indexes. 240. What was available in 240 has become 289. So 20,000 has become how much? So what's the difference in the same problem with two angle? This is short term, no indexation, and this is long term. You want me to immediately create one problem and give it to all of you, or clear? There are some more bits to it, ki what you will do in the cases. Or this is clear. Put me a message in the comment box. 2 minutes. Huh? Some power problem is there. Okay. So you all followed how to solve the question? Yeah, exemptions we will do it abhi to day after tomorrow. Keep patience. We are in bit learning. So once you do the exemption, you can solve the problems with exemption also. Format is clear to all of you, right? Now there are a few cases which we should know while doing the format. Tax part I have given, but I'm not reading now because टेक्स्ट पार्ट थोड़ा रुक के करेंगे. It's a challenge to take up this course live, but I have taken it because so many students are saying, "Ma'am, changes हैं पूरा पढ़ाओ सिर्फ change मत बताओ." It's very difficult to just dive into changes. Now, some points while you're computing the capital gain you have to remember. Cost of acquisition and improvement will not include the deductions claimed in respect of interest in house property under house property head or under 80EEA. If interest is deducted, same will not be added in the cost. Simple. When I purchase the house, I have taken housing loan. Now in the EMI, I am paying interest. So just now you are taking cost of the house. So interest is not a part of the cost of the house because that interest you are already deducting in house property. You remember? Self-occupied up to 2 lakhs and all. And some interest you are also deducting in 80EE and B. So interest will never be a part of the cost of the house. When I'm buying a house on housing loan, 15 years, and then I'm selling. So I can't say house cost include interest because interest is already deductible else. These are all additional points, all will come in the exam, zaruri nahi hai, but बहुत मेहनत करके पूरे club किए हैं. So just read it. Repetition is required from your side. What I'm teaching in the class, revise it, watch the video again at 1.25 speed. देखना है तुमको. Few cases indexations is not available. Ma'am, if debentures are held for 8 years, then also bonds and debentures, no indexation is available except for the sovereign gold bonds and all. उसमें मिलेगा index. Sale of the shares by non-resident. Non-residents don't get indexation benefit. Depreciable asset. You remember section 32, it's a block of asset. Plant and machinery purchased, added, sold. Forget it that you have purchased this plant and machinery 8 years or 10 years. Whenever business related asset is sold, if it is profit, short term capital gain. If it is loss, short term capital loss. Kuch nahi milta. No indexation and all. Slum sale. It's a lump sum sale. Alag se karenge, section 50B, but no indexation. Long-term capital gain chargeable to tax under 112A. Long-term capital gain on shares which are listed, STTs charged. Usme indexation you don't get. So what are the cases? No theory question, huh? Just I told you. Understand this. When I solve the problem, it will be applied. Oh, this is a question for debentures. So when debentures are sold or redeemed or whatever, no indexation. Non-resident, no indexation. Business related asset when sold, profit is short term loss. It's a lump block of asset. कुछ नहीं मिलता index. And इसमें भी नहीं. Cost of improvement means all the expenditure incurred of capital nature, incurred in making and altering the capital asset and all. Any capital expenditure incurred towards improvement of capital asset and non allowed as deduction under other heads of income can be claimed as improvement. You know, any capital expenditure you have incurred for asset, you know, I purchased a gold chain of 6 inch. Then I added 2 more inch to it. So it's an addition, right? Now, look at the indexation. The index rates are starting from 2001. So what is available for 100? Now it is 363. We can do like that. What if I purchase some asset हमारे ज़माने में 1992? I purchased the asset in 1992 and now I am selling in 24-25. Ma'am, what's the CII in 1992? No CII. No CII. Your CII starts from 2001 and 2. So now here the trick is very important for MCQs. What is the cost of the asset in 1992? Yeah. And yeah, I want all of you to repeat with me after this. मैं क्वेश्चन सोचूंगी, आपको अनम्यूट करके बोलना पड़ेगा, समझ में आए कि नहीं. पहले आप ये कर लो इतना. 1992 में अगर खरीदा है तो just take the, that's what is explained here. If the asset is acquired before 2001, cost of acquisition will be taken as higher of actual cost or FMV in 2001, and then indexation will start. Ma'am, kaise? Look at the example. Sale consideration is 20 lakhs. I purchased the asset in 1992 for 25,000. What was the fair market value in 2001? 50,000. Indexation starts in 2001 and FMV you can get. Yeah, you will get it through the website. आपको मिल जाएगा. So now cost is 25,000. You can get it at the government portal also. If you say na, this asset was purchased in 92. What is its fair market value in 2001? 50,000. So I will take whichever is higher, 50,000. In short, 92 cost I stretched and brought it at 2001. Easy? And 2001 to we know. What is the index? 100. And now say it is sold in 19 and 20. What's the index? 289. 100 has become 289. 50,000 kitna? Deduct and get the capital. The logic is, if the asset is purchased in before 2001, stretch and get it till 2001. The cost. Clear to all of you? If there is improvement, yeah, in 1997, ignore. Why? Because you have already taken the fair market value of the house in 2001. So 92 mein kharide, 97 mein improvement, all this put together, you are taking the fair market value in 2001. So no problem. Followed? In case I can't say how much this is important for MCQs. When I solve the questions, tomorrow's class is one concept, one question. Special cases of capital gain. तो एकदम clear हो जाएगा. But abhi we are in learning. So this could be in some question they'll give the cost is 1992. Now what will you do? Huh? So in case if the capital asset is land and building, fair market value cannot exceed the stamp duty value. Stamp duty value is the value of the property taken from government portal. So suppose in the same case, fair market value was 50,000, but it's an immovable property and stamp duty value is 45,000. And what is cost? Cost kitna hai beta? 25,000. So cost 25 or FMV, whichever is higher, you take and start indexation. But this 50 cannot exceed stamp duty value, that's 45. Fair market value in relation to capital asset means the price that capital asset would ordinarily fetch in the open market. Cost of improvement before 2001 is to be ignored. Why to ignore? The cost of the improvement ignored. Why to ignore? Even though, dear students, you have purchased the property in 75 or 78 and all, you are taking the fair market value as on 2001 and from there the indexation is starting. So no problem, right? Some cases the cost is nil, you know, like self-generated goodwill and right to manufacture and all, the cost and all will be taken as nil. Goodwill is like brand value. Uska kya cost लेंगे? So the cost of improvement will be there. Did you understand this point number example problem number 3 with all the different options? See, when I'm already taking the value of 2000, then 92 ka cost, 97 ki improvement, all came no. So cost or FMV, whichever is higher. Take and then start the indexation from the FMV. Is this very clear to all of you? Some more theories there, but now I don't want to take all that. cost to the previous owner and self-generated assets. Directly, we will start with the first special case. There are three special cases related to which problems are asked. The first one I'm taking is conversion of the capital asset into stock income. Now, one concept, one problem. With this, we will do the problem also. Yeah, this is very nice. You want to write the एक बार booster note लिखेंगे. आ जाओ. जो अभी पढ़ाया ना बेटा उससे रिलेटेड. How do you calculate the index cost? So in the notebook also you write like this. Index cost 10,000 in 2001 and 2. When what is the CII? 100. 100 has become how much? We'll take the index as of now. 363. So 10,000 has become. So index, just an example. Index cost of acquisition is 10,000 into 363 divided by 100. 36. Same way cost of improvement. And what's the formula? Cost of acquisition into you take CII of the year of transfer. Just now you have transferred. What's the CII? 363. Divide by CII of the year of acquisition. 2000. It's acquired 100. 2001 and 2. Now, write down. ये तो एक एग्जाम्पल हो गया. सेकेंड एग्जाम्पल. If asset is purchased in 1992 for 10,000, then take the fair market value in 2001, 50,000. I want all of you to write whichever is higher. So take 50,000 as the cost. You can't take 92 cost, dear students, because that time indexation was not there. Hana? You all are doing it for the first time. So I'm going very slow and with all the printed examples in the book. Cost or in the FMV, whichever is as of 50,000. But if there is stamp duty value 40,000, then write down. FMV cannot exceed the stamp duty value. Can't say how much this is asked in MCQ. FMV cannot exceed the stamp duty value. Clear? So then what will be the cost? 40,000. When? 2001. See, we are bringing the original cost of 92 and fair market value, whichever is higher. That stamp duty hai to 40,000 is the cost now, 2001 and 2. And now we know this indexations. 100 has become 363. So what is the index cost of acquisition in 24-25? Hundred has become 363. 40,000 is how much? 145. 145. Clear? Example is clear. And because you are taking the fair market value of 2001, then write down a note. Any improvement any improvement, that's capital expenditure, before 2001, ignored. Why ignore? Because already you have taken the market value of 2001. उसमें तो सब आ गया ना. चलो. Now we'll take certain special cases. So the first special case, 3 special cases are there. Write down the heading. These are all booster notes. Very easy problems are asked for special cases. Write down. The first one. In between, I have not taught few things purposely. Up likho. There was a capital asset. Heading likh do pehle. Conversion of capital asset into stock in trade. Don't check anything in the book. जरूरत ही नहीं है. अब मेरे साथ एग्जाम्पल लिखो, क्लियर समझ में आएगा. I had a capital asset. Make a flow chart the way I am making. Understanding के लिए एग्जाम में जरूरत नहीं. Say I had a capital asset. Jewelry ले लो, otherwise land ले लो. Land. Okay. And I acquired it in 5 lakh. Understand and write the example. 5 lakh mein I acquired a land. 2002 and 3. Now I didn't sell it. Converted in stock in trade. I started land business. Buying and selling of land is my stock. So I put my personal plots also there. Yeah. So converted it into stock in trade. So when I converted into stock in trade, see whether I sell my land to others or I sell my land to my business. Abhi tak it was capital asset. Now I'm putting it in my business. I had jewelry. Now I'm putting my personal jewelry also in my business. Capital asset. Stock in trade. That time what was fair market value of that plot? 8 lakhs. So will I calculate the capital gain? No tax. No tax in, say, this was the case in 2016-17. कुछ नहीं होता है. Now this stock in trade is sold. Sold in business. Buying and selling plots or buying and selling jewelry का business शुरू कर दिया in 24-25. And this was sold for 9 lakhs. In my personal case, what was the cost? 5 lakh. The day I converted into stock in trade, this is very well a transfer. Diagram बना रहे हैं आप लोग. Personal asset, when it is converted into business as stock in trade, it's very well a transfer. Then why I'm not calculating the capital gain? Abhi to convert, it's not sold. Money to आना चाहिए ना. To pay the tax, I should get the sale consideration and tax and all. Are you getting? So capital asset is converted into stock in trade is a transfer, but you are not paying the capital gain here. When it is sold in business in 24-25, it is taxable. Now there are 2 incomes here. I want all of you to write in this point. That's why I made a flow chart. Idhar ye bhi likho beta. No tax in 16 and 17, but indexation till 16 and 17. Why? Asset is transferred. No, bye. My personal asset I sell to XYZ or my personal asset I sell to business. For me, so it is sold. But I'm not calculating capital gain. But indexation only till 16 and 17, not 24 and 25. Though I'm calculating capital gain. If you want, write down. Though capital gain calculated or computed in 24-25. Chalo. Now, when it is sold in business, what is the sale value for me? See, I have sold it to stock, to my business for 8 lakhs. So, business ke liye, what is the cost? 8 lakhs. Business sold it for 9 lakhs. So, what is the business income? 1 lakh. Followed all of you? And what will be the capital gain? Now, capital gain bhi aayega tabhi. I'm to just doing here. Rest this is solved in the book also. Sale consideration, 8 lakh. What is sale value for some more sounds are coming? Just give me 2 minutes. Thank you for waiting. Aja. So the day I transferred it to my business, it was sold for me. I sell it to third party or to my business. What's the sale consideration? 8 lakh. For business, 8 lakh is the cost. They purchased from me in the 8 lakhs and they sold in 9 lakh. So 1 lakh unke liye to business income hai. Now sale consideration is 8 lakh. Less index cost of acquisition. In 2002 and 3, you acquired it for 5 lakh. And you sold it in 16 and 17. I want to repeat, don't take the index till 24-25 because you have sold in 24-25. But actually it was transferred in 16 and 17. So what is the index for 16 and 17? Examples are as good as questions only. 16 and 17 it is 264. And when I purchased in 2002 and 3, unmute and say, 105. Thank you. 105 has become, I hope you all are getting. 2002 and 3, I purchased 5 lakh, tab ka CII tha 105. The day I converted in stock in rate 16, 17, tab ka 264. So 105 has become 264. 5 lakh ka kitna aega? So 5 lakh into, solving the question is pretty easy. Kar lo. 5 lakh into 264 divided by 105. 125. Sorry, 12 lakh 57 143. 1257 143. And what's the sale consideration? 8 lakh. So there's a loss. Long-term capital loss to be carried forward. 457 143. Long-term capital loss is carried forward to be set off only in long-term capital gain. Is the example clear to you? Special case. Normal capital gain I taught you with the example. Whenever you convert your acquired asset into stock in trade, that's the day it is transferred. Indexation is allowed. But capital gain will be calculated because money for sale consideration came in 24-25. And business acquired from me personal at 8 lakh. The day I gave to business, what's the fair market value? 8 lakh. That's the sale consideration for me. For business, it is the cost. So 1 lakh is business income and this loss is to be carried forward. Easy or not? And read it again at home. Continue studying for 3-4 days. और जब एक साथ बहुत प्रॉब्लम करेंगे ना तो क्लियर हो जाएगा. One more problem is there exactly similar to this. The third problem. Third and fourth. You know, when part of it is converted. Let us take up very quickly. See, the one which I solved now is example 3, as good as question only. 5 lakh जब खरीदा 105 था 264 हो गया. Indexes will be given. Chalo, we'll do one more problem to make it more clear to all of you. Okay, right. Third problem is homework. पहले fourth class में करते हैं, फिर required I'll come back to the third sum. Kapil Dev, an individual, purchased unlisted shares in Indian company as investment on 10/5. Listed shares pe there's no indexation, unlisted pe hai. So they purchased the shares for 30 lakhs. On June 18, he started a business of dealing in shares and transferred 50% of the shares of 30 lakh, that is 15 lakh ke share, business में transfer कर दिए. कब? 2018. So whether you sell to others or you sell it to your business, it's a capital gain. What was the FMV that time? 60 lakhs for all the shares. And you have transferred only 50%. Don't get confused. 30 lakh is the cost of all the shares. And out of that 50% is transferred and 60 lakhs is the FMV for all the shares. Shares held in the business were sold for 34 lakhs on October 24. So now you have sold the shares in your business. But the day you converted as stock in trade, capital gain, okay. So indexation will be allowed only till 18 and 19. Reading the problem is an art. When I'm reading, the way I'm interpreting, that same interpretation should go in your mind. You know? Compute the taxable income of couple under the relevant heads of income and all. It's a very small problem. Concept understanding table not to be drawn in final exam, but just to clear the concept, the way I have drawn flowchart and table. Okay? And from here we will solve it in whole. Fourth problem, and did you read it? You purchased in 16th and transferred in 18th. And these are unlisted shares held for more than 2 years. It's long term or index आएगा इसमें, है ना? But 50% were only transferred. And the fair market value they gave, and then they were sold in the business also for 30%. Actually, here capital gain came first, and then in business it is sold. But while presenting for 24-25, you have to calculate business income first, then capital gain. And I want to repeat, even though you are calculating capital gain in 24-25, exception to rule, indexation is till the date when your asset is converted into stock in trade. बात खत्म, उसके आगे मिलेगा ही नहीं. Do it very nicely. चलो, we'll change the pen. We are not writing any booster notes now. We are solving the question number 4 in your notebook. Problem number 4. I have given the diagram for the first one. For this, I don't think it is required. Still, if you need, tell me, I will do. Anyone is having any doubt, comment below or ask. Kapil Dev. Array, sorry, why Kapil Dev? Kapil Dev. purchased the shares and then they have sold it in the business. So now computation of income of Mr. Kapil for the previous year 24-25. Particulars and to call. Unlisted shares sold. Heading likho business income. You have started a business of shares. Unlisted shares sold. On October 24th, this is sold for 34 lakhs. Sale consideration. Cost of acquisition is fair market value. The day I said no, these unlisted shares, now you take it as stock in trade, kharidte raho, bechte raho. That day, what was the fair market value? 60 lakhs to entire, but only 50% was transferred. है ना? 50% of 60 lakhs, 30 lakhs, and this is business income. Now, income from capital gain. The day you converted into business, what was the sale consideration? 30 lakhs. Fair market value. I want all of you to repeat this. This is the last part, then we are closing, beta. Sale consideration. The day I converted the property into stock in trade or jewelry or shares or any asset, that fair market value is the sale consideration for me, and that's the cost for my business. तो उस दिन मैंने सेल किया तो 30 lakhs. Less index cost of acquisition. When did they acquire? One second, we'll check it up. (2016). It was acquired in 2016. So 2016 and 17. These shares were acquired for 15 lakhs. And the day we converted into business, 2018 and 19. I want to repeat, even though I'm calculating capital gain in 24-25, I'm taking indexation only till 18 and 19. Because the day I convert my jewelry, my shares, my property into business, that's the date of transfer. So only till that day index will be allowed. Now go and open your CII and calculate the rates. I'm also doing, you all also do. 16 and 17. What was the index CII rates? 264. And 18 and 19. 280. 264 has become 280. So 15 lakhs, formula is how much? what was available in 264 is now 280. तो 15 lakhs की आज की value कितनी है? What's the index cost of acquisition? It's cost of acquisition into CII of the year of transfer, 280, divided by the CII of the year of purchase. So check how much it is coming. 15 lakhs into 280 divided by 264. 1590 910. 14 lakh 9,000. Yeah, you can round off, no? 14 lakh 9,000 90. The day stock in trade is converted into the capital asset. What was the fair market value? 30 lakhs. So 30 lakhs we will take the cost, no? Second. 30 lakhs will be the cost for the business and same will be the fair market value. The day I converted it into business, what is the sale consideration is the cost for the business. And business is sold for 34. So 4 lakh is business income. But for capital gain, even though I'm calculating capital gain in 24-25, indexation only till 18 and 90. So finally we get the total income. Total income is 18 lakh 9,090. Two problems in notebook. These are special concept, 3 problems. Special concept, 3 problems. One problem I'm giving as homework and then we are closing. But look at the compiler if you have opted for the full batch. And if you have not opted for the batch, I have posted this chapter's PDF in Telegram and all. तो वहां से मिल जाएगा. Ajay converted his plot of land in 16, जो खरीदा था, for 80,000 into stock in trade in March 19. Okay. March 19 means you have to take index for 18 and 19. The day you convert in stock in trade, that's the date of transfer. The fair market value on March 19 is 190. That's the sale consideration here. That's the cost here. And it is sold for 225. So this is the business income. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? In business, it is sold for 225, but business has purchased from me personal in 190. So business ka cost 190, this capital gain. And 190 mein I have sold it to business. So it's my capital gain. And cost was 80,000 in 16 and 17. The day I transfer it to business, that's the date of transfer. So indexation will come here. Exactly same problems. Lot of efforts have been taken, lot and lot, can't say by me, by my typing people, but then they don't know the technicality. So each and every problem I have myself gone through and done. So one special case we have finished and base level understanding what is happens when you convert personal asset into business and then sell it. Tomorrow we will do compulsory acquisition and conversion of debentures into shares. These are also special areas we will do tomorrow and everything related to shares. Then one day we will take up all stamp duty, slum sale, advance money forfeited. One day all exemptions. Capital gain is not difficult, but it is vast. But look at the problems after 15th. आप अगर थोड़ा अभी ये लोड हो रहा है today this as it is little you will see the solving of the problems is so easy after 15th-16th problem. बाद में आप देखोगे line से all the problems are done one by one and the presentation of the questions is exactly what you are required to do in exam. Study material is also too good, but they give so many points for you to understand. You don't have to write all that points in exam. So my presentation in the compiler is exactly what presentations and the notes are required in final exam, right? So any doubts you have, comment below, and if you feel no, this way of in-depth, one-time hard work and patience is going to be very helpful long term. सही में सही बोल रही हूँ आपको. You can see my capital gain crash course batch also for 23-24. It's there in YouTube. There also no concept as skipped, but one concept, one example, flow chart, similar problems, everything we are doing in detail, one homework and revising the booster notes. That's what I'm asking you all to do. Take a print from Telegram if you have not taken, and do join for tomorrow's class for learning more special cases, exemptions, and then I will take up all the combined questions, right? Thank you so much. We are just into the new year, so let us dive and make this prayer 100% fruitful for all of us. I take 100% responsibility for myself. I am responsible for all my decisions, emotions, feelings, and all. You always have a choice. This will not come by saying and saying with Dipti ma'am. This will come by practice. And when you take responsibility, you have control of your mind, you have control of the things, you will outperform in all the aspects of your life. So thank you so much for joining and listening till here. Bye bye. See you all sharp at 11. Do join Telegram so that simultaneously, if you have any doubts in CA CMA study material, it's 100% in English. You can clarify. Bye, all of you. Bye bye. Yeah, 11 to 1:30. What great learning today. Dot 1:30.